these shows.
From you.
We do indeed. And don't hang up on your today's special. We will let you know when that auto ship is gone. I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that we have enough auto ship to even talk about it next hour. Because this is the last hour of PRAI, by the way.
That's it.
You're not back till all birthday month either.
No, we're not back till July.
I know. So we are moving along, and this is really the essence of what you do. But holy moly, what are you doing for pricing here?
I know.
No, I'm serious.
We did not know about this. So girls, it's kind of crazy, Shannon, because of course, this is a super size of our pure PRAI concentrate. We only have this very few times. We get a harvest of this ingredient every 2 years. This is your dry oil, which is 2 ingredients, pure PRAI and Dermaxil. You've then got a super size, double size of Ageless Face. If you love the throat formula, this is for the face. You get a double size tub. Don't quite know what happened with the pricing. It was supposed to be $44.95. It is $24.95. So for those of you that want it, you're gonna have to run and be very, very quick. But a great way to see the effect, just like you've seen with the throat cream where we're able to lift, get that turkey to swan effect. When you see the before and afters on this one, just on the pure PRAI that's coming up right now.
Oh boy.
If you have those folds, if you have those jowls, if those marionette lines have turned into waving drapes, and you think, I don't know where they're going to go, wait till you use the pure PRAI.
Okay, so here's the thing, it's better than buy one, get one free, isn't it? Because I mean,
Shannon,
it's better than get one free, because
this is $44.95 on its own.
So this is what's so crazy. It's literally like taking $20 off the pure PRAI,
right,
and then getting the same technology that we love in the neck, in the face. Better than free.
Exactly.
So it's literally like taking $20 off pure PRAI and then getting the neck technology in the face free. 6 minutes or sellout. I would love to show that quantity left whenever we can. We sold over half the quantity in one show this morning. It was a blip on the radar. They actually saved this, you know, what was left for this show. So at this point, it is definitely a race to the finish lines. We have only 2,000 left. And I have to say, Kathy, she was not supposed to be here today. Out of the kindness of her heart, she really decided to do that world launch concentrate for today and only for these shows. So we did some price adjustments that did not exist in our inventory because you have to understand these are products that normally you sell on their own, not just here at HSN, but globally for those prices that we talk about.
Absolutely.
And this pure PRAI is really kind of the heartbeat of the whole system.
It really is. Look, if you're going to use it with your ageless face, girls, you can either put the cream in your hand, but this concentrate has only 2 ingredients. We're going to walk you through an animation fast because this is really our jewel in the crown at PRAI. So 2 ingredients, PRAI extract no one else has, and Dermaxil. It's a high level of Dermaxil, the rescue peptide. What does it do? Watch. They sandwich together. PRAI works on the surface, Dermaxil works underneath. They meet together, they put the spring back in your skin, and then they fill and smooth and elasticize. And that's why people absolutely adore the pure PRAI, because if you're feeling like you're drapey, foldy, really fighting gravity, it's not just about a line or a wrinkle, you're really feeling like everything's falling down, this is a great way to go. You put 1 drop on your bare skin. That would be enough for face, throat. Now, you may think, oh my gosh, is it oily? Is it greasy? Watch. I'm gonna rub my suit all over it. Look at that beautiful sheen.
It is, that's your skin drinking it in. And at this point, we have the final, actually, our poor little clicker. People always ask me, is that little clicker real? It's probably the most asked question that we get. The only problem with the clicker, as I call it, I know we're not supposed to call it that.
I love it.
That's what we all call it here at HSN. With the counter, if you will, is it does not take into account the almost 1,000 people who are joining us. So if we factor in, if everybody's getting just one, that probably means only 300 or 400 of these remaining. Actually, even my producer said we might not make the duration of that clock. So whether you're a PRAI fan or not, remember, I say cosmetics with a conscience and with a pedigree. Lauder, La Prairie, L'Oreal, I mean, Chanel, I mean, it's all of those big cosmetic giants.
Yes.
Don't let these prices fool you. And then when you see actually coming up my neck product, actually, Amy would beg to differ with me because I know Amy loves the neck product too. But when you see the neck technology, we're kind of putting the cart before the horse.
Yes.
Because the neck technology, in case you haven't seen or heard details, is in the face cream. And that's what you begged, that's what your customer begged you to do, basically.
It is. Well, Shannon, all the ladies out there were using their throat cream on their face. So here now, with that same sepia lifting technology, look, I can wave and wiggle it, so that you're going to be able to pop on, and it's going to give you that gorgeous, just like we give you that lovely lifting effect on the neck.
Yes.
You get it for the face. You're getting your fabulous, your Pure PRAI. You can use it with anything. I use it with my throat cream. You can use it with any other brand, any other skincare, because you're getting a concentrate of 2 ingredients, one of whom you can't get in any other beauty product.
And that's a big deal because, you know, cosmetic companies, there's a lot of repetition in the market. I mean, let's be honest. So they really are the world's proprietary holder of this technology. So the thing I love about that first before and after that Kathy showed you is that pleating, that creasing, those folds, kind of like where it looks like the scaffolding is almost creating a curtain-like look on the effect on the face. If you have that going on, you might say, well, there's really nothing I can do short of something dramatic and extreme.
Right.
So when we can talk about getting results in a week, girls, not in a month, not in 2 months.
1 week.
In 1 week. And I have to say, that's probably one of the most difficult types of aging and areas that I've ever seen demonstrated.
It is. I mean,
really
that is so, and you saw that lady on the previous screen. She's in her 70s. That doesn't mean if you're 40 or 50 or 60, you shouldn't use this.
Yeah.
But we're trying to show you women who have so much aging that often you might say, I can't fix it.
Yes.
It's too late. I have to have a more drastic measure. You don't. This lady used her Pure PRAI concentrate. You actually press it into the line and the wrinkle with your finger once a day, every day. And then what I do, I cocktail it into my throat cream, into my face cream, whatever I'm applying, but you can add it to any other brand.
Okay, they're actually double checking on me. Do you know almost 200 people pre-ordered on my Duo? So that neck technology is in your face cream that you get actually better for free than in this Duo, because normally the Pure PRAI is almost $50. So the neck Duo is coming up next hour. It's a world launch of that neck peel, and then not 1 or 2 or 3, it is a quadruple size of the neck system or you know, neck cream that is world famous, so that's coming up. The lip line is also final quantities. It's not buy one, get one. It's literally a super size pen.
And a big fat one.
Yeah, and a big old jumbo pen. So you know, because I got busy today because I kicked off the day with Kathy, and you know how much I love her. I missed out. I didn't put mine on auto ship, and what a ding-a-ling I am. We're in the hundreds remaining on the lip line fill, but if you are one of the next 1,000 people who call, you get this only for this show. Remember, actually, even Rick said with the number of people who are calling, it's